First, from Philadelphia, weighing in at 174 pounds, Devon Moore. Aramis, first from Philadelphia, weighing in at 200 pounds, Aramis.
We have one of the hottest tag teams on the independent scene, True Blood, Devon Moore, Notorious, and we've got they're not really a tag team, but they're tagging tonight, Eric Chappell and Aramis, and Donnie Allen, you know, and Gordon Monsoon, last show, we saw them involved in a three-way dance with KJ Hellfire, in which the finish was Eric Chappell falling from the ceiling onto one of his prone opponents.
It was a tremendous match, and these guys, they haven't been in business that long, but they are tremendously talented. And Notorious, I think they got their job cut out for them this evening.
Notorious are the veterans in this match, Gordon, but like you just said, Donnie, Aramis and Eric Chappell are the new young lions of the sport. They're the new up-and-comers. They are the future. They are what Devon Moore and True Blood were just a couple of years ago. Now they've reached more of a veteran-type status for newcomers, such as Aramis and Eric Chappell. I'll tell you what my prediction is. I don't care who wins or loses. The fans will win this one. I want to bring up the word that you mentioned last time, Donnie Allen, and bring it to Gordon's attention, is a word we used quite frequently last time, and that was hybrid. They bring a very hybrid style to the table, as we saw last week in the three-way dance with Chappell, Aramis, and KJ Hellfire. Devon Moore, of course, was in action, as well as True Blood, who got the shot at Chris Wilde.
Now, True Blood, out of these four, he's the real mat wrestler out of the bunch, but they all have some talent on the mat, and certainly these two in the ring can fly when they get the
and that's why they make such a great team, as we see a block hip toss by Devon Moore. That's why they make such a great team, is because True Blood sticks more to the mat. Devon Moore will take more risks, so it's a very well-balanced team. Grouped by Devon Moore, bounces off the ropes, big running knee to the side of the face of Aramis. And you heard the crowd going nuts for Aramis and Eric Chappell as they made their way, recognizing the talents that these two young men possess and the ability that they haven't fully reached just yet, Gordon.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that's going to come into play, I think you might be overlooking, is the experience. You know, Notorious has been teaming for many years now.
Absolutely.
The high flying is a game of chance, but experience is something that you can't overshadow.
How true that is. And you never know when Aramis or Chappell might make a mistake that True Blood and Devon Moore will capitalize on.
I'm very familiar with True Blood, and I'll tell you, he is one person who's looking for those mistakes, and as soon as he sees it, he's like a cat, he'll pounce right on top of it.
He's just waiting for that opening, Gordon. Excellent point.
Now, we see Aramis making a tremendous comeback. He hit a high arm drag, high hip toss, and
high heel kick. Sent Devon Moore to the outside. And here comes your teamwork, like you said. Drew Blood sensed his partner might have been in just an ounce of trouble, so he went ahead and helped his partner out a little bit, tripping up Aramis, now allowing Devon Moore to take over control with that big drop kick that he just threw. And I'm sure he's about to make the tag or in the near future because they are experienced. Chapel eager to get in the ring.
You can't give these guys an inch, Blood, more, because you give them an inch, they're going to take a yard, and you're going to pay for it.
And that's exactly what all four of these guys do. They take that inch and they run a yard with it. That's why Drew Blood and Devon Moore are who they are. And that's why I firmly believe that give it maybe a year or two, and our Chapel and Aramis will be where they are. High back body drop by Aramis. Tag into our Chapel. First time into the match. We'll see what he's got this week. Last week he flew from the ceiling. Where will he fly from this week, guys? As he comes in with a springboard leg drop. 2 count. Almost put him away. Some of the fans having feelings otherwise. Pokes him right in the eyes to Devon Moore. Once again, the experience factor coming in there to play.
Know when to take that shortcut.
Devon Moore saying it's over. Slams him down, bounces off. Repositions him a little bit. Bounces off. Huge leg drop. That could be it. It could be over. 1, 2, and this one. No, guys. Still alive.
This is where I think Devon Moore's ego is getting in the way of his common sense. He should be over. He should be making the tag.
Quick frequent tags.
He's going to try himself out, and that's showing me a lack of experience, which I'm kind of surprised by these two. This is wrestling. Ego has no place in that ring.
I agree. You got to think though, Devon Moore might be wanting to try showing something to the booking committee. He had a shot at the cruiserweight title. He was never pinned, and he's been overlooked since. He wrestled to a 10-minute time limit draw with Sapien at our last Underground show. Devon Moore came up in the time limit draw, and Drew Blood came up short-handed. Granted, it was because of Jude, who Devon Moore also has beef with. Might he be trying to send a message to Jude, possibly, Devon Moore?
Well, you know, if that's the case, then Devon really needs to think about what he's going to do. This is a tag match, in and out. You know, teamwork, that's what it's all about. If you're not going to be able to work with your partner, then you're going to lose the match at the end.
Drew Blood misses. Chapel moving out of the way. Had that move scouted. The youngsters scouting the veterans scouting the youngsters. I think the youngsters almost have a slight advantage in their respective. The veterans have more footage to study, whereas the youngsters are always coming up with new hybrid-like maneuvers. And the thing you said I wanted to touch on was, while Devon Moore may be thinking about himself, Drew Blood and Devon Moore have held tag team titles all up and down the East Coast. So they are familiar with tag team action. Eric Chapel and Aramis are teaming for the first time. And one factor that we don't want to forget is that just last week, they were enemies. Can they trust each other this week? They're doing really well. Big hurricane from the top rope there. Devon Moore comes in to break it up for his partner. So, can you trust someone who you just did battle with? Granted, it was competitive nature, but there's always that in the back of your mind.
They've got to stay focused, CJ. These kids, they've got to stay focused. They can't let the brake lights and the crowd take them out of their game. They stay focused, they've got a chance.
This is the second time we've seen them go to the outside to regroup. But wait, no! Eric Chapel coming from inside the ring to the outside. Big senton. Down goes Notorious Sink. And that's the high-risk hybrid that you were talking about, Donnie Allen.
You take that risk, it either pays off big or you lose big.
And you got to think, what you were saying earlier is that, Eric Chapel took the risk. Drew Blood's the one on his feet. That move definitely impacted Eric Chapel much worse than it did to Chapel. Chapel now the recipient of the DDT.
Vicious DDT.
Now this is where you're going to see the teamwork of Notorious come into play. These guys live, breathe, and sleep tag match. So now they're on the same page. This is where it should have been all along. And I think now you're going to see a total turnaround in this match.
Absolutely, they've already begun isolating. And ego aside, they're already now once again working as a team. Big high knee by Drew Blood. And he just multi-flipped his partner. Notorious Inc. putting their bodies on the line just to punish their opponents even more. Incredible maneuver.
Now, why the referee left those two in the ring for so long without getting Drew Blood to the outside, that I'm not sure about. But it gave them an opportunity, and they took it.
sit-out scoop slam by Devon Moore. That was an incredible monkey flip, just putting his body on the line to punish his opponent. Excellent, and this is once again the opening contest. We haven't even said what we've got. Also on tap today, we've got more tag team action as Devon Moore comes off with a high elbow from the top rope. That could be it. Aramis, sensing that was over, broke up the count of 2. Our main event tonight, guys, the tag team champions put the belts on the line, SUV against the Gemini Trojans. And what's interesting about that match is the Geminis were undefeated up until 3 weeks ago when SUV handed Gemini Trojans their first loss. A rematch of sorts has been granted, and it should be an interesting match.
It will not be pretty, it will not be ballet. It's going to be some hurt going on there.
Card, that was an impressive double drop kick we saw moments ago. Eric Chappell desperately needs to make a tag. Guys, Drew Blood is just hammering away on him. The fans in the underground loving the action here. Duck under the clothesline, duck under the back elbow by Drew Blood. Tilt and roll, no! Head scissors by Chappell. Chappell, tag takeover with a little breath of fresh air, makes the tag to Aramis. Aramis coming in, house of fire. Punch down goes Drew Blood. Going to town now. Devon Moore takes one as well. Drew Blood whipped off the ropes. Aramis, house of fire, big drop kick. Aramis now whipping Drew Blood off the ropes, bounces off himself. Huge flying clothesline. Aramis is a house of fire, 2-0. Devon Moore breaking it up, Gordon.
I'll tell you, Devon Moore was out of place earlier, but now he's back in the apron. He's got to watch what he's doing because that could have cost him big time. Just luckily, he's able to get his team back into the match.
He's in all the right places at the right time as Drew Blood cut off Aramis' hot streak with a big knee to the midsection. Big swan time, almost similar to Eric Chappell's earlier. Shooting star press, 1, 2, it's over. No! Donnie Allen, how did he kick off? Standing shooting star press.
Aramis is one tough kid. He's got a lot of resolve. Whether they have enough left in them to take this match, I'm not sure, but they're putting on a tremendous contest right here.
Absolutely. Aramis throws a clothesline, still area by Devon Moore. That should be enough to put him away. He's got to make the cover. Could be the ego.
Here we go again. You know, Devon Moore should have been right on top of him. He did high impact move after high impact move.
Perhaps he didn't sense it was over as he just tags in his partner, Drew Blood. Drew gonna go for the kryptonite crunch here, setting him up. Nails him with it. That should be it. Devon Moore, springboard, moves on, it's over. Count of done. 2 red. This one's over.
Notorious showing why they're one of the top tag teams in